Legacy and longevity is far and few between when it comes to entertainment. There are select few individuals equipped with the versatility to adapt to the times to ensure success. Starting out as a dancer, then eventually growing and learning the craft of theater, which eventually led to roles on the small and big screen, Renee Watson is an example of how mastering every field of entertainment leads to a long-lasting career. We remember her most as Will Smith's mother, Viola Vi Smith, on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Vi had sent her son to live with his aunt and uncle in Bel-Air. Vi was outspoken and sarcastic. According to Aunt Vivian, Vi was the most stubborn out of all her sisters, but her love for Will and the Banks family were undeniable. The actress who played Vi showed up in many of our favorite sitcoms and movies throughout her 6 decades in the business. Her face and voice have become synonymous with the words iconic and legendary, which is why Renee Watson will always be unforgotten. Born and raised in New York City with the intentions of becoming a dancer, Watson and her sister were enrolled in classes from a young age. It wasn't until high school where Watson found out about acting classes through one of her friends. Watson joined her friend in the Al Fan Theatrical Ensemble. Watson and the group would practice the craft of theater acting in the basement of a church, and they would put on theater shows around Harlem, which eventually led to a tour of the South. She toured with the group for 7 years. After our first tour, I got my paycheck. Well, they gave us cash. It was $75. I got in the elevator going upstairs to my house in the projects, and someone tried to mug me and take my $75. I was so upset, I really didn't want to give it up. After a time with the theatrical ensemble, Watson booked over 200 commercials. Her agent advised her to move to Los Angeles because they felt she was becoming overexposed. Casting call sheets began asking for Renee Watson types, instead of just asking for Renee Watson. Renee's feature film acting debut came in 1972 with the film Cotton Comes to Harlem, starring Godfrey Cambridge and Red Fox. Watson was just an extra in the film. Now, after appearing in small roles in film and television, she took a recurring role on the sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter. There she portrayed Verna Jean Williams, a girlfriend of one of the main characters. Between 1975 to 1976, Watson appeared in 13 episodes of the series. The year Welcome Back, Kotter ended, Watson married Joe Duckett. The marriage would unfortunately end a year later in 1977. In 1979, she married photographer Van Johnson. The two divorced in 1991, but Watson is still sometimes credited as Renee Watson Johnson in some of her roles. Renee and Van had 2 children together, a daughter born in 1983 and a son born 4 years later in 1987. Watson's guest starring roles in sitcoms include Good Times, What's Happening, The Jeffersons, A Different World, Murphy Brown, and more. In addition to guest starring, Watson picked up several recurring and main role spots on series like Carter Country and The Love Boat, among several others. Watson's versatility is unmatched, and she also stayed busy lending her voice to animated series like Batman, Baby Talk, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, and Captain Caveman throughout the 80s and 90s. Of course, Watson's most famous role is Will Smith's mom, Viola Smith, in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Watson appeared in 15 episodes of the sitcom between 1990 to 1995, and it remains her most recognizable and popular character. While a guest on the Final Cut podcast in 2021, Watson spoke on the success of the series. None of us knew what it was going to come out to be and still is. We were just having fun, and Will is such a great guy, a hard worker. We fooled around a lot, especially when all the sisters got together. We had a ball. Will used to have us go into his dressing room before the show, turn up some music, and we had to party. We would have our makeup and hair done, and we would go in there and sweat, and the makeup and hair people would get so upset. Watson said her favorite episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is where she takes her son Will back to Philly in a fantasy sequence. In the same interview, she also revealed that she still does keep in touch with Will, even though she wasn't a part of the recent reunion on HBO Max. One of her most memorable scenes as Vi Smith includes her, Aunt Viv, Aunt Helen, played by Jennifer Lewis, and Janice, portrayed by Charlene Woodard. The women were catching up after not seeing each other after some time, and the conversation switched to Vi wanting to bring her son back to Philly. At The Fresh Prince, Watson became a recurring star on yet another popular black sitcom, Sister Sister. Here she played Patrice, one of Lisa's old friends. She wouldn't spend as much time here like she did on The Fresh Prince, only being in 5 episodes between 1996 and 1997. Watson was always an actress who valued work ethic. She spoke on it in a 2021 podcast interview on The Jeff Brown Show. She spoke on how the younger generations of actors and actresses seem to have this missing piece that helped make her a success. Beginning in the late 90s and continuing on in the 2000s, Watson began taking roles in soap operas, starting with The Young and the Restless. She's also had recurring parts in Days of Our Lives and General Hospital. The latter, she would go on to win 2 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Now, outside of her notable roles, in 2005, Watson went to court and took the stand as a witness in the Michael Jackson child molestation trial. Watson was called to the stand to support the defense claim that the accuser's mother had a history of schemes to get money from celebrities, which Jackson was another target. According to an article on Today, she said she became suspicious of the accuser's mother while she planned to raise money to help her son while he was battling cancer. Watson testified that she had been an acting teacher for the boy and was asked to help raise money. Watson refused when she found out that the mother declined to set up a special bank account for her son and insisted to have the money put directly into her account. According to an article on the Evening Standard, Renee Watson Johnson told Jackson's child abuse trial in Santa Maria, California, that she was asked to help raise money for Gavin Arvizo, but she would not help the mother because I didn't trust her. Throughout the years, Watson was seen on sitcoms like The Steve Harvey Show, Malcolm in the Middle, The Bernie Mac Show, Eve, The Boondocks, while acting in dramas like ER, NYPD Blue, The X-Files, The West Wing, and CSI. Watson has proved herself to be an expert in TV, film, and theater. She's extended that expertise in the form of a teaching class, which she's been an instructor for over 25 years. Watson has been working as an acting coach for young talent, as well as writing and directing plays while presenting seminars and workshops. In 2021, Watson celebrated the release of a documentary film surrounding her life called You Look Familiar, Renee Watson. In a 2021 interview with the Final Cut podcast, Watson expounded on the movie. She was approached by a director and producer who considered her a legend, considering she's been in the industry for over 50 years while continuing to work. Watson herself actually came up with the title, You Look Familiar. I've been to Europe over the past 10 years. No matter what language you're speaking, I understand Will's mom. Everybody recognizes me as Will's mom. People feel like they know me because I've been around for so long, and I've been on their televisions and in their bedrooms and their living rooms and stuff. They feel like they know me. Renee Watson has been performing in front of audiences, providing entertainment since the 1960s. She's been on all of our favorite programs growing up, as she's in a class with Loretta Devine and Jennifer Lewis as the Black Mothers of Hollywood. Watson has made a career out built from hard work, dedication, and undeniable talent. Her signature style she pours into with all of her characters, which have made her resonate with us, is why Renee Watson will always remain unforgotten.